and breathe. What a game of football that was. Absolute football feast. Mwah. So I've just come back from Luton 3, Bristol City 1. And that's the first time Luton Town scored 3 goals since Watford at home. It's a long time. Obviously, we've been goal shy this season, which we all know. Apologies to Carlton Morris. I've been hard on Carlton. I have. And the reality is, he probably has run out of legs. But you know what? He put in a shift today. He did well. And most importantly, as a striker, he was there in front of goal. Like I've been saying this, if you want to score goals, you get between the width of the goal and you get in the box. And that's something Carlton hasn't done enough of. But he was very effective in the box today. And I've said he hasn't got much in the legs. And you know what? That might be the case. But he's gone beyond. He's gone beyond empty. And he's just run himself into the ground. At the end of the first half, I thought he was going to come off because he was limping. He did something. Obviously, I don't know what they've injected him with, but just please dose him up with that every single game. Because second half, he was unplayable. Carlton, well done, mate. Well done. You've earned yourself a break at Centre Parks with the family. Right, rest of the game. It was pretty much the same as what we did at Derby, except Naismith couldn't play because it's his parent club, Bristol City. Jordan Clark, he had a knock, so he wasn't in. In comes Fanny from the start. Liam Walsh comes back in, who didn't feature against Derby. I don't think he came on even as a sub. And Liam Walsh today was fantastic. He was good. The whole team were fantastic. Mengi came in place of Naismith as well. First 90 for Mengi. A little bit of a ropey beginning of a game for Mengi, but otherwise he was, he's finding his feet again. He's been out for a long time. Could have given away a penalty. From main stand block E, it looked like it was a penalty. The ref, fair play, ref. You let the game run, and there was a handball incident in the first half, and before Asgard's goal in the second half, there was an incident where the keeper potentially tried to remove Ali's head with his fist.
That sounds painful.
It all evens out, and we've had a lot of bad calls go against us throughout the season, so it was one of those. It was one of those where it's evened out and we got the rub of the green. That penalty incident with Ted and Mengi, that was when it was 3-1, and it could have been completely different. It could have been a very, very edgy end to the game. But you know what? Asgard, he scored that goal, and that was a tremendous passage of play. Morris involved, heading it on to Ali. Ali going toe-to-toe with the goalkeeper, or rather head to fist with the goalkeeper, got completely taken out. Ball falls to Makosso, who's pushed way up to the edge of the box, puts his foot on the ball, cuts back, looks, who's open? Oh, it's Asgard. And I love this because I remember Asgard playing for Wigan against Luton, and I've seen him score from that position, from this exact position. I've seen him score against Luton. So, Asgard gets the ball, as he do, does a little cut in, and fires it in. And I've heard a lot of people saying, O'Leary should have done better. Well, the bounce of the ball was just so perfect because it was it wasn't quite a daisy cutter, but it was a very low one. And the ball bounced right as it got to the keeper. So the keeper was sort of anticipating it to be just off the ground, but it dipped right underneath him when squirmed under him. And that was an Asgard special, and he was very deserving of man of the match because he just completely ran that game. Sensational player, and whatever we paid Wigan Athletic for him, we've robbed them blind. Absolutely done them over. Second goal, it goes to Morris in the sense that I've said you need to be between the width of the goal. And this is a player that hasn't scored since last year. His last goal even was against Derby. And that is not good for a striker that you need to be scoring, especially when all of our other strikers are, well, indisposed, injured. So ball comes in, lovely recycle of the play, and Coulson's being really strong at the back stick, holding off their number 2, can't think of his name, holding him off. Ball comes to him, reacts quick, and hooks it in. And that is a striker's finish. It was fantastic. The third, though, the finish on the third. And this is a weird one. I thought it was a give and go with Fanny, but Isaiah Jones sort of just lost the ball, pushed it beyond, and then Fanny was holding off one of their players, and the ball just went straight through both their legs. Isaiah Jones capitalized on it, charges into the box, and the finish hits the bar, hits the side netting, nestles in the goal. Absolute peach of a goal. Tremendous goal. And it capped off an absolutely wonderful performance from both teams. It was a game that was contested well. And remember, Bristol City, they're on a tremendous run of form, and they're going for the playoffs. Both teams were very good. This could have been a playoff semi-final, genuinely, because both teams were excellent. The only difference was who took their chances. Bristol City scored a wonderful goal, Tanner with a beautiful volley, but the reality is Tanner should have done better where, well, Kaminsky parried the ball out at him after making a sensational save, and then he ballooned it over the bar. And there was another one where he was open sort of around the D, and he blasted it wide. That is what these games are about. Fine margins. Those who take their chances, those who do not. And we've been guilty of that all season, not taking our chances. But today we did. And it was frustrating in terms of other teams that picked up points. Plymouth picked up points. Cardiff, they got a draw against Oxford. Who else is there? I'm always forgetting. Hull won. It's one of those, but it looks like Oxford and Preston, they're getting sucked in. They are, because all the teams at the bottom, and I've said this many, many times, all the teams at the bottom towards the end of the season when shit gets real, and it gets real really fast, oh my God, better start winning games, otherwise we're going to get relegated. And that's when the teams at the bottom hit playoff form. And that's what's happened. And today, all the playoff teams, pretty much all of them, even Sunderland, who weren't playing one of the teams at the bottom, all the playoff teams lost. And I haven't had a chance to catch up with the games yet, but probably, games where they should have got something out of. It's frustrating for Luton because at the end of the day, you want to be gaining ground. You want to be sort of getting to the head of the pack. So for now, we're keeping pace with Hull and Derby. Cardiff, we put some space between us. But Plymouth have kept up to pace with us. But hey, that happens. It's fine. As a wise man once said, control the controllables. Translated to, win your games and don't even pay attention to what else is going on. Although, when John Still said control the controllables, he had just scored 100 points and scored over 100 goals. So it's easy to say those types of things when everything's going right. It's harder to actually enact that when it's a tough old division. So that is what we have to do now. We have to focus on ourselves, go to the next game. Coventry just lost 3-1 to Plymouth. So they're up next at Kenilworth Road. They seem to have gone off the boil. And I was saying to my dad on my way back from the game today, walking to the car, it's better we're playing Coventry now rather than 10 games ago when they were on this insane hot streak of form. Because now you want to play them while they're wounded. And they got one eye on the playoffs, don't get me wrong. But all the teams around them in the playoffs, they are struggling. They are not getting those wins. They are not getting that run of form. And getting into the playoffs, it's all about momentum. And if you don't have the momentum, you're going to really struggle in the playoffs. I'd love nothing more than to dent Frank Lampard's big party of getting into the playoffs. I'd love that. And then after Cov, got West Brom. But there are some very vital games around us. Very vital. Hull play Derby next. And essentially, with a win, if we can get a win, control the controllables, win our game, that puts us in a tremendous position come the last game of the season. And that could be pretty much, for West Brom, a dead rubber. Although those are dangerous ones. When you've got nothing to play for, you can unleash the shackles, which hopefully does not happen. I'm really amped up now. And it's the hope that kills you. But it's also the hope that makes it fun. Because I've said so many times throughout this season, right, we're done. We're done. After Plymouth, after Blackburn, right, we're done. But the team keep proving me wrong. And I'm happy about that. But I'll leave with this. Where has this team and these performances been all season? Unreal, right? I'm glad Matt Bloomfield has done a good old job on the boys. He's not afraid to, kick some players out to the curb. He's come in, he's seen what some players can do. No, not for me. You're out the squad. Whereas he's playing players that he trusts now, and these players are repaying his faith with performances. We are doing so well right now. I'm very proud of the team, and I hope they just keep it up. I really do. Because this is the only way we're going to survive this season. There's no post-match fan phone-in because, the weird Easter schedule, but that was a very, very good Easter period, wasn't it? Right, everyone, take care, and we'll see you for the match preview, where we're going to be talking Luton versus Coventry. But, as always, come on, you Hatters. Yeah!